Hi guys, welcome. Rio from Colosseum here, bringing to you a 7 Great Demon Lords deck profile. This is the new exciting hype thing to be playing right now, so we thought we'd try to get this to you guys early. I've been grinding and thinking about this deck for quite a while now. I've been very excited for it, so hopefully you get some insight from my deck build, see where it takes you, and if you use it, let us know. Let's get started. So first, we force play 4 Gate of Deadly Sin. This is the card that kind of runs everything right now, right? Without this card, you're really not playing this deck at all. First effect, Breeding. Start of your main phase. Place the top card of your deck in Digi-Egg deck as this Digimon's Bomb Digivolution card and delete all of your Digimon. If this effect deleted, place 1 7 Great Demon Lords trait card from your trash as this Digimon's Bomb Digivolution card. The second effect it had is Breeding, end of opponent's turn. By deleting this Digimon with 7 or more Digivolution cards with different names, you may play 1 Ogudomon from your trash without paying its cost. Keep in mind that it says, which is the biggest thing with my deck build currently, is that it's 7 or more Digivolution cards with different names. They don't have to be different Demon Lords. So, the next card I'm going to show you guys plays deeply into that. And the inherited effect is Breeding your turn once per turn. When a 7 Great Demon Lords trait Digimon card would be played, you may reduce the play cost by 3 for each one of these. And if this has 5 or more Digivolution cards with different names, you may reduce the play cost by 4 instead. So once you have 4 of these down and your gate's set up, you're reducing by 4, 8, 12 for all your Demon Lord Digimon, which is crazy. You'll be spitting out cards for like free or at most 1 to 2. It's completely bonkers. Most people compare this deck to Royal Knights, and you can clearly see why. Same idea, same playstyle, but this deck, in my opinion, is a lot faster than Royal Knights. And the win condition is a little bit more cheesy, and I love that. So 4 gates. And the controversial card, I feel, between some players and myself, for example, RB is thinking of cutting this card out of his deck, and I'm running this in mine, is 1 King Dristle, and yeah, so keep it, again, like I said, the gate only needs different names. So this contributes to the different name. And the controversial part of all this is, so the King Dristle, if you flip over your Digi-Egg and you start with it, you're essentially playing Megazoo. Every turn you'll be tucking one gate underneath this, and you'll be reducing by, at the end, 3, 6, 9, 12. So you're playing Megazoo. You're slapping cards down, and the big difference, mainly, is that the gate at the beginning of your main phase pops. Well, yeah, at the start of your main phase, pops all cards in your field. Well, all Digimon. This does not. So you'll be every card you slap down for reduced cost is gonna stay there until they get rid of it, which is very strong. A lot of them have obviously big stat lines because they're megas. And you'll be sitting there with a 13k blocker and they won't know what to do with it, right? So that's a big deal. Next, we'll go on to the rookies. Well, rookies, right? I play 4 Sistermon Blanc, and this is the start deck one. You mainly use it for the on-play, trash 1 card from your hand, draw 2 cards. This just helps you fill your drop with Demon Lords, cards that would clump up your hands. It keeps you flowing, and the next important card to start with is Lucemon. 4 Lucemon. Lucemon is honestly a crazy card, especially if you start with the King Dristle, because it stays on the field. Main effect that you think of when you play this card is, when this card would be played, if you don't have a level 5 or lower Digimon, reduce its play cost by 5. So this would be a 5 cost 10k body. Start of your main plays and on play. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Angel, Archangel, 3 Great Angels, or more importantly here, 7 Great Demon Lord trait from among them to your hand and trash the rest. So this not only fills your drop, getting you ready, also adds a Demon Lord to your hand to set up, and you can potentially play for free, because this itself is not a Demon Lord. You cannot reduce the cost with it, but whatever Demon Lord you add to hand that's a Digimon, you can play this for 5 and then plop that down later for a reduced cost. End of turn, once per turn, by placing one of your level 6 Digimon on top of your security stack, this Digimon may Digivolve into Lucemon Chaos Mode from your trash without paying its cost. That is an amazing effect, and you will see why in just a moment once I get to it. And like I said, next card, I played two types. So firstly, we have Lucemon Chaos Mode. That's from the current EX-06 set. This card's effect is, on play when digivolving, your opponent may delete one of their Digimon or Tamers. If this effect didn't delete, trash the top card of their security stack and recover one. So it's entirely up to your opponent's hand. You give them the choice, right? You put this down, they either pick to delete one of the Digimon or Tamers, which could entirely flow the game in your direction, but some people don't want to. So they'll choose to burn themselves one, and you recover one, which sets you at a 2 security deficit, which is sets them at a 2 security deficit, which makes this so good, so good. And the second effect, all turns, is when this Digimon would leave the battle area by returning one Lucemon from its Digivolution cards or trash to the bottom of the deck. You may play one Lucemon Satan mode or one level 6 7-grade Demon Lord trait Digimon card from your trash without paying its cost. So again, you're cheesing out free cards with this card. Amazing. So when your turn starts, if you're on the Gate of Deadly Sins, this will attempt to pop this. This will trigger. You put a Lucemon back to the bottom of your deck, and then you spit out a card. Anything that could help you adapt to the situation, right? And then that card would not be popped because then it would miss the timing. Great card. This is so clutch, so good. Considering bumping this up to 3, I'm only running 2 for now. And once I get to the second one, I'll show you why. But amazing card, comes in so good. It's so good, so good. Next, we have the old Lucemon Chaos Mode, and this one's the one from BT7. This card's effect is, your Lucemon can digivolve into this card in the hand, ignoring Digivolution requirements for a Digivolution cost of 7. And when this card would be played from the hand, reduce the play cost for 3 for every 10 cards in your trash. That one we don't care as much about because we're reducing cost with the Gate of Deadly Sin itself. On play when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. That's the main reason I'm running 2 of this, easily. The big example is playing against a Barbamon player, right? Let's say they pass turn to you by just setting a Mirai, they have nothing else to do, they pass turn. You plop this boy down, you blow up their Mirai, and this slows them down so much. It feels like they wasted a turn. Or if they have a fat Mega on the field you don't want to get around, just pop it, no big deal. The reason I'm running this one as well as the other one is this gives you that situational effect that one can't do, because this one's a targeted pop, right? And then also, I don't feel as bad tucking this one under the gate, because this one's the one you want to keep in your trash, since the other Lucemon digivolves into this one. This one I tuck in the gate and I just most of the time forget about it unless I want to pull it back out with an option that we go across later. Very good card. Next we have low-key the MVP of the deck for Creepymon. Creepymon gets you out of so many situations. This card is ridiculous. So it's first and foremost, it's a blocker, 12 cost, 12k stat line. On play when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. In the current meta, a lot of times people move out one big stack and then you just respond by, okay, start main phase, do all your stuff, pop out a Creepymon, pop it, and then you mill the 6 cards or whatever that level is equal to. Again, trash as many cards from the deck as the level of Digimon deleted by this effect. Sets up your drop. Everything in here should be setting up your drop. That's the main goal. You want to get that Ogudomon to trash as quickly as possible. All turns, and this is shared by a lot of the 7-grade Demon Lords. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by battle, very important, place one 7-grade Demon Lord's trait card from your trash as the bottom Digivolution card of your Gate of Deadly Sins in the breeding area. So, if they want to blow this up on their turn with an effect, go ahead, that's fine. I tuck a card underneath my Gate of Deadly Sin. If beginning of main phase, when this pops, that's fine. Tuck another card under the Gate of Deadly Sin. Constant fuel with these 7-grade Demon Lords. Next, we have 4 of the new Beelzemon. This card wins a lot of games, honestly, especially when you're on Yggdrasil. You pop this boy down, just smack face. So it does have Rush. On play when digivolving, you trash the top 4 cards of the deck, and then if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, de-digivolve 2. Gets you out of a lot of situations, clearly. And then the main thing I use this for is to get out of Dominiemon. Like if they're setting up their better barrier, right? Pop this down, de-digivolve Dominiemon, just keep on trucking. And then the alternate effect is the same thing as Creepymon, lets you tuck cards back under the gate. I play one Beelz X antibody. Beelz X antibody, very clutch. Excuse me. It's not a card you often always go into, but there are a lot of times you're trying to close out game. You digivolve with it, burn whatever's left. If you can't get your Ogudomon going, it just helps speed it up. And if you do get your Ogudomon going, that's less for the Ogudomon to burn, right? If you don't know this by now, this card is from BT12. It digivolves for 1 over Beelzemon. When digivolving, if Beelzemon or X antibodies in the Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack for every 10 cards in your trash. I've done this with 10 cards in trash. I've done this with 30 cards in trash. Either way, whatever time it is, very valuable. Especially with Vaccine coming back with Angels. If they get out of hand, okay, set up, digivolve over, burn them to knock them back down to a reasonable number. Dope. The on deletion we really don't care about. We don't play mods on this deck. We don't have to worry about this guy. But great card. Next, I played 2 of the old Leviamon, and this is the Leviamon from EX-05. Oh yeah, I can't say this enough about everything in this deck. Great card. So it has a security attack +1, 13k, 13 drop. Again, once your gate is fully stacked. This is a 1-drop Digimon. It'll do so much. On play when digivolving, if your opponent has as many or more total Digimon or Tamers as you, delete one of your opponent's highest level Digimon, then delete one of their lowest level Digimon. This gets around partition, kind of, right? So if they're sitting there with with partition, let's say you're playing against Imperial, they have the only Imperial stack, right? Drop this down, attempt to blow up Imperial. They have to prop partition immediately. So once the card is being deleted, they can't choose to let this card resolve first. Since it's 2 separate sentences, you put this down against the Imperial, they choose the partition out, and then you pop whatever lowest you want to pop. And so it helps you keep your board, keep your stat line. And all turns when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain one memory for each Digimon deleted. All turns. So let's say you have this on the field. They want to mess around. You have a you have a Lucemon, right? You spit out the Lucemon, go into Creepy, pop something with Creepy, you mill, and you gain a memory. It happens every once in a while, but it's awesome. Next, we have one of the new Leviamon from EX-06. Honestly, it's not a great card, but it's another 7th-grade Demon Lord, and never hurts. Situationally, it's good to cover more bases, right? 13k 13 drop. All turns once per turn when an opponent's Digimon or one of your 7th-grade Demon Lords trait Digimon is played. By trashing 1 card in hand, return the bottom 3 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Then if they have as many or fewer total Digimon or Tamers as you, delete one of their Digimon with no Digivolution cards. A lot of times yesterday, I was spitting this out just to strip cards. The pop is the opposite of Leviamon, which is kind of weird. It does come up, for sure, but the strip is very cool. Next, we have one Levia X. This one is from BT15. Low key, if you wanna not play this card, you totally can, but I do recommend playing it just because it's a different name. That's another name to go under the game. Digivolves for 2 over Leviamon. Trash all turns when an effect plays an opponent's Digimon or Tamer. One of your Leviamon or Digimon with X antibody in their Digivolution cards may digivolve into this card without paying cost. I have played a lot of games with this deck now, and that has never come up for me. There are situations where it can, but it has not come up for me. It has security attack +2, which is wild, right? When digivolving, if your opponent has as many or total Digimon or Tamers as you, delete one of their Tamers, then delete one of your opponent's level 3, one of their level 5s, and one of their level 7 Digimon. That's very situational in the current meta, I feel. It could happen, but it doesn't happen as much. Another MVP of the deck, 2 Barbamon Sleep Mode. This card grinds things out and make people play in your favor. So, it's a lot of the time in the mirror match, my opponent, I would just hide behind this. We'll make the other person pass turn, right? And if they choose a swing, that's fine. I'm discarding cards, getting more Demon Lords and drop. Easy peasy. So, effect. On play when digivolving, by placing 1 Barbamon Rage Mode from your trash as this Digimon's top Digivolution card. Until the end of your opponent's turn, This Digimon can't attack and isn't affected by your opponent's effects. Opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, by trashing 2 cards in your hand, end the attack. It's not block, it's not whatever, it's end the attack. There's no battle. Awesome. This card is from BT13. To combo with that, we play 1 Barbamon Rage Mode from BT13. Yeah, this card usually tucks under. We very rarely ever play it out. You can if you want to, because at the end of the day, when you have full reduction, this is a 2-drop. But it could potentially get blown up by your gate, unless you're on Yggdrasil. Start of your main phase, delete all of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Then if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, this Digimon gets 3,000 DP and a security attack +1. Again, that very rarely comes up unless you're on Yggdrasil. End of attack, by deleting one of your other Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. And then end of opponent's turn is in the inheritable. If this Digimon is under Belphimon Rage Sleep Mode, trash the top card of this Digimon. So if you have this set up like this, you play this out, tuck this underneath, and you're hiding behind this on your opponent's turn. Once their turn ends, you become this. The cool combo with this, I noticed that some people didn't see, is if you're on gate, right? Gate pops beginning of main phase. These both happen at beginning of main phase. So, excuse me. Ideally, this would be your setup. You have a gate, and then Belphimon Sleep Mode. Your opponent passes turn. This sheds, becomes Rage Mode. Since these are both at the start of main phase, you get to pick the way they sequence. So, if they have a board, you trigger this, blow up all level 5s or less, and then gate will pop this, and then once gate pops, it allows you to talk. Cool combo. Next we have one of the new Belphimon Rage Mode. Again, not as good. EX-06. Digivolves for 1 over Sleep Mode. On play, when Digivolving, you may trash up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand. 3 cards in your hand. For each one, suspend one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Then delete all of their lowest play cost suspended Digimon. It does come up. This helps you get around excuse me, cost reduction cards, but it costs you 13 memory to do it. Isn't always worth it, but the situation does happen. There are times where I'm fighting Barbamon, right? They slung out. There's like bloop effects, pop, cool. All turns, same thing. When this leaves a battle area other than by battle, tuck a Demon Lord. Play 1 Lilithmon. This is EX-06 Lilithmon. Honestly, great card, and it's only gonna get better. So if you can, get more of these. Only one for this deck now. It's an 11 DP, 11 drop. On play when Digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon gains. End of your turn, delete this Digimon. So they have a stack. You always pop this down, hopefully for free. Target, give the effect, right? And then they have to self-destruct. All turns once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by battle, by deleting 1 level 5 or lower Digimon, prevent this card from leaving. Sick. Again, this is level 5 or other Digimon, right? So level 5 or lower Digimon. It doesn't have to be yours. So if they try to get over this, if they have something on the field, they're like, alright, sacrifice that, I'm keeping my Lilithmon. Great. And then on your opponent's turn specifically, once per turn, when another Digimon is deleted, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Amazing. Awesome card. Next we play 1 Barbamon. Barbamon honestly ain't that good, but it's a fun card. EX-06 Barbamon. 12 play cost, 12 DP. As Scapegoat, only card in this deck with Scapegoat. If you don't know, I think Scapegoat's a new word now. Effect of Scapegoat is when this Digimon would be deleted, other than by one of your effects, by deleting one of your other Digimon, prevent this card's deletion. I never used that, honestly. On play, when Digivolving, trash 1 card from your opponent's hand without looking. Hilarious. If you know that your opponent has that puzzle piece, right, and you think you can snipe it, just play it down, snipe it. The worst thing that can happen is that you discard a different card. No big deal. All turns when your opponent's hand is trashed from, you may play 1 Play cost 10 or lower purple card from your trash without paying the cost. For each card in your opponent's hand, reduces effect by maximum play cost maximum by 1. The main thing I usually do is, if I ever have to play Barbamon, snipe a card, use the effect, we split our members. Mill more, draw 1. Right? Not that. Next, we go into the megas. I have 1 Shine Greymon Ruin Mode. Just situational card. Helps with Leviamon, helps with Barbamon. It's a get out of jail free card. And what also helps is it lets you hide for 2 turns. So play something for free, Digivolve, pass turn, -5, right? Beginning of your main phase, because of gate, this will pop blanket 5 again. Easy peasy. And then the pretty boy, the cool boy of the deck, 2 Ogudomon. And let me read you the paragraph for this card. It's a 16 drop, 7 cost to Digivolve over a purple, 16k body line. It Digivolves for 5, over a level 5 or higher with 7 Great Demon Lords for a cost of 6. When Digivolving, or when attacking, you may play 7 Great Demon Lords traits. 7 cards, sorry. You may place up to 7 Great Demon Lords trait cards with different names from your trash, as is Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards. If 4 or more are placed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. That's wild. 4 is nothing. But most of the time, by the time we get this card out, we're loading 7 every time. When attacking, by returning 7 Great Demon Lords trait cards with different names from their Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck, delete 7 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then trash the top 7 cards of their security stack. For each card this effect deleted, reduce the number of security cards trashed by 1. Excuse me. So yeah. So you're swinging shoving 7 Great Demon Lords in. At the same time, you can pull it out. Goes to the bottom of the deck. You're going to be popping whatever's on their fields and then burning them for the remainder up to 7. A lot of the time, unless you're playing against a really wide deck, you'll be swinging with this, popping the 2 Tamers and 1 Digimon they have in the field, going directly in for 4, and if you've done any damage prior, this directly hits them in face for game. This card is utterly bonkers. Hopefully we'll get more gameplay on the channel for you guys with this card. But so good. Lastly, we'll go into Tamers. Into options. I play 2 Miss Memory Boost. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just get your engine going. Mills 2, draw 1. Right? Good turn 1 play. We play 4 Rival's Barrage. Rival's Barrage, very clutch. Not only is it removal, it recycles any of your 7 Great Demon Lords. So, Rival's Barrage, you add your Creepy back to hand, you get your Sleep Mode back to hand, you set up for your next turn. So good. We play 4 of the Rise of the 7 Great Demon Lords. This is the same as the Royal Knight option. On play, main effect, you may place 1 7 Great Demon Lord trait card from your hand or trash as the bottomless card's Digivolution cards of the 7 day. Or trash as the bottom Digivolution card of your Gate of Deadly Sins in the battle area, in your breeding area. Then place this card to the battle area. So you play this, you tuck a card under your gate, whether it be from hand or from drop. That alone is great. And then all turns, when one of your 7 Great Demon Lords trait Digimon is delay, you may play a 7 Great Demon Lord from your gate. It's all turns, so if they decide to pop one of your Demon Lords, this spits one out. If beginning of main phase your gate pops one, this spits one out to replace it. It keeps you constantly moving. We play 3 Biting Crush from EX-05. This is just good removal, and it helps get your Ogudo and drop. It also lets you set up your Levia play, which is the main way you're going to be controlling your opponent's board for free. Main, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. If this effect trashed a card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait, place this card in the battle area. All turns when an effect plays an opponent's Digimon, delay, you may play 1 Leviamon from your trash. So, on your turn, you play this, discard a card, pop 1. And then on their turn, if they play by effect, bring out Levia, pop 2. And then gain 2 memory. We have 1/7 Lightning. This is also from BT15. Effects. Trash. All turns when one of your opponent's Digimon digivolves into a Levia. One of your Digimon digivolves into a Levia X antibody. By returning this card to the bottom of the deck, delete one of your opponent's level 4 and one of their level 6. Main effect. By trashing one card from your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 and one of their level 6. This card I honestly almost never use. It's very, very, very situational. I'm contemplating cutting this, but the cool thing about it is this card is a 7th grade Demon Lord as well as Rise. So these can get tucked under your gate. Most of the time that's what it does. I tuck it under the gate, I never look at it again. We play 1/7 Full Cluster. Again, it's a 7th grade Demon Lord card. This card is from BT12. Trash. Your turn when one of your Digimon digivolves into Beelzemon X antibody. By returning this card to the bottom of the deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Free pop. Again, when you combo with the X antibody play, this could proc. Main effect. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Big reason you run this is that it's a 7th grade Demon Lord. It has its purposes, but you can also tuck it. And then lastly, best card in purple, Calling from the Darkness. If you don't know what it does, it's from BT7. Main, delete one of your Digimon, then return 2 purple Digimon cards from your trash to your hands. Ruling, you can play this card without popping. Just in case you didn't know, pay 1. If you have nothing on the field, you pop nothing. Add 2 cards to your hand. Always good. A combo I like to do is if you have Lilith already set up, right? You sit with your Lilith, you play this, attempt to pop Lilith to recycle the 2 cards. Instead, use Lilith effect to pop your opponent's level 5 or lower. It's double value. Easy peasy. Another good reason to use this is if you want to last second load cards into your gate, if you know you're about to get there, you can find a card that lets you all turns when it leaves a battle area other than by battle, tuck a card under your gate, use this, pop this, recycle 2, and then tuck a card under your gate. Feels you faster. That is my deck profile for the most part. Some tech cards I was considering, and by the time you see this, I'll probably already have them in my deck, are both Porcupamon. So the one from BT13 and the one from ST14. I'm personally going to lean towards the BT13 one, and the reason for that is on play, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. Level 3 Digimon. That is very important for the people that run the cost reduction blockers in their deck. If they try to do that, it slows you down tremendously. So much that you have to do everything you can to block it. So instead of spitting out a 7 drop option, 8 drop option, you can drop the Porcupamon, target the blocker, target the cost reducer, just blow it up, get out your way. And then it also happens on deletion. So when your gate pops it, you can potentially do it again if they have anything left in the field. Great card. The other Porcupamon from ST14 is a blocker, and on play, tries to top 2 cards of your deck. If you want to run more blockers, just to try to stay alive longer, it's always good. Put it down. Hopefully they swing on their turn, you just block with it. The on play, trash top 2 cards of your deck is always good because again, it fuels the fire, keeps moving. The one of tech, always to be considered, is Izamon Scatter Mode. I'm very close contemplating to cut the 7th Lightning for Izamon Scatter Mode. Because it's a turn 1 play, right? That never hurts. This deck needs a turn 1 play. So, your ideal turn 1 plays are Mist Memory Boost, your Lucemon, and your Systemon. So if you open up your hands and you do not see one of these, send it back. Because you're going to be so slow and stuck in the water that you cannot do anything. It's better that you play this immediately for 3 or play this for 5 than just pass your turn. Doesn't help you. If you don't know, Eyes Wide Scanner Mode is from BT7 as well. And on deletion, it draws 3, trashes 2 cards from your hands. A card that I would be running in here, but I don't have any, unfortunately, is Raremon. Raremon is a promo, and it's a 4-drop, 4,000 DP. And on play when Digivolving, trash 1 card from your hand, draw 2. Again, it helps you get rid of those Ogudomons that clump in your hand. Helps you cycle through your deck. Doesn't hurt. And it's a 4-drop. It's another play starter if you run them. And the last card I would consider running in this deck is the cancerous Lord himself, Digimon Emperor. As much as I don't want to run Digimon Emperor in this deck because I feel like it defeats the purpose of running the Leviamon, stuff like that. Because you always want to be less than your opponent. It's, for the most part, right? It does so much for the current meta. A lot of times you set up a Digimon Emperor and your opponent just hesitates to move out a rookie against you because they instantly set themselves to 1 if they only have 3, and that is devastating a lot of the times. And it helps you draw cards. Digimon Emperor is a problem, a great card, but a problem. Some more questions we had that you wanted to touch on for this video. How does this feel different from compared to Royal Knights? It's a lot faster than Royal Knights, easily. Royal Knights can take you almost the entire game to set up your Yggdrasil and then play your Omnimon. This card, sometimes I'll be sitting with like a Creepymon, another. Let's see, we'll be sitting with a Creepymon, right, and then like some random Demon Lord, reduced cost, and then played flat out or whatever. Beginning of my turn, these both pop, and I tuck 2, accelerated so hard. Yeah, I just feel like the win confidence, this is easier to pull off, and it's faster than Royal Knights. If you liked Royal Knights, and you want to try going something different, highly recommend this deck. You should definitely give it a try. What are the good matchups and bad matchups? So, out of the matchups I've played, good matchups, it's honestly a 50-50, is, what's it called? Is Mastemon, right? Because they're doing just as much as you're doing, but they do have a lot of aces in their deck. So if they commit too early, set up a board, okay, drop Creepymon, blow up your Mastemon ace with an ace under it, gain 7. Cool. Otherwise, it's just a constant back and forth, a little grindy, but it's definitely doable. Another deck that this deck just hard counters is Sanzomon. Sanzomon has to commit so hard for their plays, and you have so much retire in this deck. It's honestly not even a problem. It's kind of rough. Sorry, TJ, I love you. Bad matchups. Bad matchups is anything with a cost reduction blocker, a hard play cost reduction blocker. It just makes you waste a turn, and it's aggravating. The mirror match is also a really weird matchup because not only are you trying to get your gate set up as quickly as possible, you have to answer your opponent's plays a lot of the time. Like my first in-tournament match with this deck was a mirror, so it'd be like, okay, he sets up a creepy, blows up my card. Okay, my turn, play creepy, blow up his card, and then at the end we were essentially hiding behind sleep mode to try to dig faster, dig more for our Ogudomon and trash. And we're just poking back and forth, doing more, and then trying to hide behind sleep mode until we can set up our gate and just go for game. It's weird. Oh, Diaboromon. Also another very interesting matchup. Because it is definitely doable. But if they wideboard faster than you can set up your gate, there's low-key nothing you can do about it. Because they're going to be so wide that you'll be like, okay, Ogudomon, blow up however many cards. And they're going to have so many cards on the field that you may not even get a chance to hit their security. You may only burn them for like 1 and hit them for 1. And like, it sucks because you kind of set up their board. It sucks for them. But at the same time, they can get it back pretty easily. Once you're on Ogudomon, you're kind of... That's endgame for you. Like, you either win or you don't. If you're lucky and you do it late game, you maybe have 2 Ogudomon swings in you of clearing board. So if you can't finish it in that amount of time, just go on to the next game. I'm sorry. Any changes from my initial build? Like I said, if 7th Lightning wasn't a great Demon Lord, I would cut it. But I want more cards to tuck. I'm definitely gonna consider making space for the on deletion on play for Creepymon. I feel like that card could get you out of a lot of situations, and it gets your purple established on the field, so your options aren't turned off. How do you deal with floodgate rookies that prevent play cost reduction? There you go. Poor Creepymon. Poor Creepymon's gonna be very clutch in this deck if you decide to run it. It doesn't happen often. I think all day yesterday we played 3-4 rounds. I've played a total of at least 15 matches with this deck now, and only one person ran the cost reduction blocker, and he did it because he was playing, for the most part, old Mastermon, and he hadn't finished updating everything yet. So it was in there just because he didn't have a chance to take it out. People might start taking those just to avoid this. If you're afraid of that in your locals, run the Creepymon. Trust. Yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. You can also hit us up in our Discord group. If you at me or you have any questions, just let us know. I'll be more than happy to come answer those for you guys. Besides that, I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, see you on that flippy flip. Bye.